The World Juniors are on, meaning some teams are left without their star players, making way for some depth guys to prove themselves as established WHL talents. Let's get into it. After being cut from Team Canada's roster, Peyton Krebs went straight back to the grind, no looking back. Krebs snagged 3 points in his first game back in a 4-0 dub over the offensive Wheat Kings, including the insurance marker. Krebs is a guy who builds his game around his poise and hard work. It's not a surprise to see Krebs working so hard after what would most call a setback. A lot of guys, would just go back and they come back discouraged. But it's the opposite with Krebs, and it's the stuff management loves to see. As a big Krebs fan too, it's just awesome to see something positive come out of this. Apart from Krebs in Winnipeg's Saturday game, Matthew Savoy took a scary, but it was a clean hit from Sekundiak. Savoy was momentarily unconscious, and this was the scary thing. Twitter was running rampant on Sekundiak, bringing up stuff that had nothing to even do with the hit to make him feel like. Honestly, it was a clean hit. Leveling it on a 15-year-old though raises some flags, but welcome to the WHL, stuff happens. All in all, I hope the best for Savoy, and I hope this doesn't skewer him off his track. No Cousins, no Addison, no Ocular? No problem. Lethbridge got their 2 wins this week in typical Hurricane fashion, even without their highly touted arsenal. An OT win in Calgary, and a 6-0 slaughterama versus Swift Current. Logan Barlage has definitely stepped up in the absence of their number 1 center, Dylan Cousins, capturing himself 6 points. Seeing this further demonstrates that Lethbridge is a legit team, and if they could work on the defense a little bit more, they can really be contenders later on this season. Our Regina Pats claimed 2 wins over the Warriors this week too. Goalie Max Patek captured 58 saves between those 2 games, including a shutout in the second one, while guys like Austin Pratt, Ty Cole, Zach Whitnick provided the offense to sweep the struggling Warriors. While we're on the topic of sweeps, the Saskatoon Blades took down the tough Prince Albert Raiders in consecutive matchups. They demonstrated that they could compete with them after a 3-2 win on Friday. Then, they broke the door off the hinges on Saturday with a 6-3 win. The Overagers were coming in big for the Blades. Pesky little Riley McKay banged in 2 in game 1, then it was Scott Walford's turn next, 3 points in the 6-3 game. Saskatoon has always had the tools, even without Doc, to be a successful team. Hopefully they can get a move on after the winter break here. The Oil Kings had a 3rd period to remember in a duel versus Red Deer. Down 2-1 to start that period, Edmonton would find 7 tallies before the end of the game, finishing it 8-3. 2020 prospect Jake Neighbors had a hat-trick and an assist in that period, and Dylan Gunther grabbed 4 points for himself too. The Oil Kings also swept the Rebels this week, outscoring them 10-4 in the 2 games. Even without Bowen Byram, the Giants are winning key BC Division games against Victoria and Kelowna. This week, the show was brought to us by the Shepard brothers. Jackson and Cole combined for 3 goals in the Kelowna win. I also find it really interesting that the Giants aren't lacking at all with Bowen Byram not being there. And this is a hot take, they may even look better. Byram, just all in general, even at the World Juniors, not impressing me as of late. In Ostrava, he's really struggling, he's not playing, and a lot of people, they wanted him on the team last year, and he's looking like he would have been on the team if he was a 16-year-old right now. He's not playing physical, and when he steps up to be physical, it's just not in the right situations, and he's just really looking like a rookie out there, and it's kind of sad to see. And I mean, I understand he's not getting as much minutes as some of the top guys, but he's not doing anything offensively that I have found noticeable even. I'm going to stop myself before I get in too deep there with Bowen Byram, because I can just talk about it forever. But anyways, we're going to get into the top players this time. Those guys this week being Logan Barlage with his 6 points, Henrik Rubinski of the Seattle Thunderbirds captured 4 points in a 9-5 win over Spokane. That was a doozy. And then Jake Neighbors for his hat-trick and assist all in the 3rd period there, giving Edmonton the win. And the top teams, because this was a very short week, any team that went 2-0, I'm giving the go-ahead. So Portland, Saskatoon, Vancouver, Lethbridge, Winnipeg, Edmonton, and Regina are your teams of the week. Lots of them there, wow. Pretty tame this week on the return from their winter break there. Only games on Fridays and Saturday. There was no Sunday game, so I was able to pump this one out pretty quickly here. I'm going to get right back to the World Junior stuff, don't you worry about it. Hope you guys enjoyed the little taste of the WHL Weekly though this time, and I'll see you guys next week with this. Bye bye.